bit early just to take the link. For some reason, sometimes YouTube doesn't show the link, and I want to make sure that I give the link to everyone. So just a few moments, please. Just a few moments. Let's see if YouTube is recalling. Yo, YouTube, show me the link. All right. Now it's working. Now it's working. But I am lagging. I am lagging right now. All right, I'm sharing the link. Just 1 second. Bear with me, everyone. Thank you very much for bearing with me. I know sometimes the beginning of these just a little bit slow sometimes, but good information will come. Good things. So stay tuned. And you know what? Say hi in the chat. You can put on your questions if you have any of them, so I can already have them and then answer them. No worries about that. Say hi, put the questions on the chat. Few more minutes, maybe a minute and a half, something like that. All right, the doubts out there. Let's see the chat. All right, Howard. Howard, you know what? I've been thinking to myself where you are at. I'm pleased to have you on board, buddy. It's been a while. How have you been? Tell me something good. Tell me something good, Howard. Missed you, buddy. Anyways, all right, let's take this train out of the station and let's start the today's talk about whether or not this is a potential new signs of an alt season, because you know what, I'm seeing some signs and I'm having this gut feeling for the past 2 or 3 days that something's happening. Now I will tell you what my gut feeling, I always ask myself this one question: is it intuition, which is, what you want it to be, or is it into wishing? And that is a big differentiator. If it's into wishing, that's a bad thing because you can do mistakes. So I always take everything with a grain of salt and think to myself, all right, it can always be a chance this is just intuition and not intuition. So I won't blindly go into things, and I need to be smart about things, but I will play it with a mindset of, right, gut feeling is in, something is occurring right now. Let me try and talk with you about what is the sensation that I'm feeling. Right, let's start broadly. Let's start with the macro. Okay, so the macro, the past year, 2 years, nothing has changed too much. We are all been talking about the same kind of things. I always post my weekly work, my weekly market pulse with my private group. Okay, so they know my thoughts. And in just a few sentences, the thoughts are: we had in high inflation, then it was going down. We had interest rate going up to fight inflation. Now we're waiting for it to go down in the United States. It's going down in other places. Moreover, we have the US election, which everybody knows usually it's a bullish thing, the election year. And we're taking all this kind of narratives in the back of our mind, adding it to some micro narratives, like how Bitcoin is more institutionally adopted right now, and how everyone is considering Bitcoin as a real thing. So mind says, all right, we are in a bullish environment, and you take the long-term Bitcoin cycle for every 4 years, we are in that spot, right? We're in that spot. Yes, you can argue that you have some bad things happening right now, like fears of big geopolitical wars that is inhibiting it. But if you just look at price action overall for the past year, since the beginning of 2023, if you take a look at stocks, if you take a look at crypto, you see that we are in a sense of in an uptrend, right? So this is the thoughts that I have in my mind, and not only myself, most market participants, these are the thoughts that are kind of navigating the ways through the market, right? That's one thing I wanted to understand. Now, within all this, knowing all this is important, but it's not the way to operate. The way that I operate is something that is called bottom up approach instead of up down approach. What does it mean? It means that I don't look at everything and I say, you know what, macro is looking good, micro is looking good, then I look at setups. I always just firstly look at the market. I look at the individual coins and the clues that they're trying to give me. And let me try to, convey some things to you that are talking out loud to me. Oh, I closed the chart, so just 1 second. And I will share this with you in a moment, please. All right. Chart shared, or is getting geared to be shared. All right, perfect. So right now we're looking at the Bitcoin chart. Now, nothing too much to say about Bitcoin, all right? Besides, it's changing a little bit in character, right? We have not seen, all right, this type of character from Bitcoin in this side move, right? Let's say all this side move, and we can kind of say, some people say this is a bull flag, but this is not a bull flag, right? This is a megaphone. It's a bit different. A bull flag doesn't expand in price action. Megaphones usually just indicate high volatility, which is bad thing because volatility is up and down movement, and we just want trends. Trends are alpha usually, okay? However, right now in this area, after having this, bounce that protected us from more downside, which was a big scare with Japan thing and everything, we're having a contraction in the price action, which the contraction is actually really building a sense of a tightening bull flag, right? A tightening bull flag, in contrast to an expanding megaphone, is good price action that you want to kind of be observing, okay? So this is one changing character. So I've been watching this for a while and saying, you know what, maybe we have a changing character, but I needed more evidence, right? And then if we go to, let's say we look at all the coins in Binance, right? And we go up to the winners. You can see that in the past few days, you've been having big candles of two main sectors, two themes, you can call it, right? The first theme would be gaming coins, right? If I take GST, which is Tamaguchi, it's a gaming coin, which is Rare, which is NFT, it's considered gaming metaverse, right? Loca, all right, it's another gaming coin. If I take BNX, would be another gaming coin. If I take what was it, Alice, another gaming coin. So if I will go chart by chart, you would see that the past 3 days, right, the past, let's call it 3 days, the 1, 2, and 3 days, all of them are having more and more upside and more follow through, right? This is a change in character. You can see that some of them actually made kind of new highs, local highs, which can always be sold, as you saw over here, but it means something when it comes way out of the low with huge volume. We haven't seen this type of volume in really a long time in Loca. If I go to, GST, probably the same thing, probably huge volume from nowhere. Been a while since we've seen big volume. If I go to Rare, probably same thing. And there are a few more. There's another one, look at this huge volume on Rare, for example. There's another one which made huge move, Sis. All right, look at it. Kind of this, I think it's from the same sector, but maybe I'm wrong over here. Again, same thing, 1, 2, 3, boom. Another one that was DAR, for instance, made the lows, right? So the thing is that gaming coins are moving strongly out of this. Had a huge one day, then the second, then now it's being sold to, but you can see the huge volume again. So the one theme I'm seeing is anything, or look at Voxel, another one. This is Voxel, another gaming. 1, 2, 3 last days, huge volume in. TLM, another gaming, if I'm not mistaken. Big volume in, 1, 2, and then big volume, big price action move. Okay, expansion in price on everything gaming. Okay, that's interesting. That's the first narrative that I've been seeing. Another one is the TRX ecosystem. If you can see the TRX ecosystem, you will see that TRX broke to new highs, right? New local highs. And if we just take a look at the weekly, probably we're going to be really close to the last all-time highs, which was almost the 18 cents back in 2021, right? Let's go back to the daily candles. And you can see this broke to new, swing highs, let's call it. It's starting a new upswing. TRX is by almost definitely starting a new upswing. You can see just boom, had a beautiful candle, 1 day candle of almost, let's say 13%. Today it's following through. Come on, baby, give me that sign. 13%. Today it's continuing. And this is a slow mover coin usually, right? All this move that took, let's measure it with, the breakout from here all the way to the top, which was in 30 days, 24%. So the change in how fast you made 13% instead of 24% in a month, you made half of it in 2 days, means that there is a shift in TRX. And look at this big volume coming in as well. So volume is coming in. There's renewed buying interest in TRX. Now, if you take a closer look on anything TRX related right now, so that's the second theme I'm seeing, is everything TRX ecosystem. And if you go to CoinMarketCap, you can just write, TRX or Tron ecosystem CoinMarketCap. And, for example, let me just show this to you so you'll see what I'm talking about. So you won't think, out of me coming from this out of the blue. Let me share for just 1 second the CoinMarketCap, replacing this chart. I think I'm lagging a little bit. I hate being the lagging over here, but yeah, here you go. So if I take this and I go back to the Tron ecosystem page itself, you will see all the coins that are from the Tron ecosystem, starting with Tron, TRX, of course, and then you go down by volume or by market cap. Okay, so BTT, NFT, JST, Sundog, which is a new meme coin, which has made Sundog, ridiculously made like 800% or 1,000% in the last 4 days, without any entry, without any setup, right? So things are looking different than they have been looking in the past few months. Now, again, this can be still considered just a oversold rally, right? But I'm trying to, convince you with the things that I'm seeing, which are all the clues from the market, right? That's how I think as a trader. As a trader, one of my main jobs is to listen to the market, right? That's one of my main jobs. So if I go back to the charts right now and I look at Sun, which is in the TRX ecosystem, look what happened in the past week. Now, this was not really tradable unless you bottom fished it because of some reason. This is not really tradable, right? So it made 110% in just, not really like a week, okay? That's a big, big, big move, right? Now, if Sun was not on your radar because I don't know, you are a Sun lover or something like that, this you would have been blinded to Sun until yesterday, where it just blasted and just missed a trade because it's part of trading. This is a 24-hour market. It's not like stocks where you can come at 2 hours prior to the stock market opening and do a screener and see everything that is moving pre-market. No, this is crypto. It is a 24-hour market, and you will miss many moves because of that. You need to first sleep, you need to eat. You can't have a 24-hour watch. You try to, you do your best job, but you just can't. So this is another one that is from the Tron ecosystem. And this is, as I said, the second narrative. And just for you to see how outrageous Sundog, all right, really is, let's take it on HTX. On HTX, it actually made the biggest move. All right. On HTX, if you write from the lows, it's like 2,000, 3,000, 12,000, 600% in a week. It's outrageous. This is not a real move, by the way. This is just inception move. If I go to the hourly, just to make sure that you see, you could have traded this on the hourly, thinking this is a sort of a daily price action. If you would have just bought this breakout, you see that what you had over here is a cup with handle with a low risk entry. A low risk entry meaning that from the breakout, if you put the stop right just below the last candle, it's around 10%. That's where you could have put it, and then boom, you could have taken this trade. But you needed to really watch this, and this, mind you, I did not catch it, by the way. Mind you, this is only a 7-day inception coin. Probably no one really knows about this coin just yet, right? Probably not no one, but a very small fraction of people that are maybe inside the TRX ecosystem, and that's all they do all day long, know about this coin. And you know what? Good for them. They are first in line, right? We don't need to be first in line. We just need to make sure that we are second in line. And that's what I'm trying to do for you, ladies and gentlemen, today. I'm trying to convey over here that I'm seeing a shifting character of the market that may be, all right, may be the push that we need in order to go to that new levels in Bitcoin. And I will just remind you how Bitcoin is kind of lagging. This is what I said in the beginning, how from an expansion in price over here, choppiness, right? We're going into a contraction in price right now, which might lead to a further expansion to the upside, which is what I want to be seeing, right? Something like this, and then another contraction prior to breaking out, something, and then a breakout to new all-time highs. That's probably how Bitcoin will play. It's either this or just this, and then a retest, and then a continuation. One of these can happen. And I'm not saying we have a 100% certainty. I'm just saying that from the gut feeling, right, the intuition that I'm having right now, because we don't have any crystal balls, guys, right? We don't have any crystal balls. We are not wizards, okay? We just try to listen to the market, right? Listen to the clues the market trying to tell you. And Bitcoin is giving me kind of signs and clues of contraction. Altcoins, right, are giving me two kind of narratives that were not in play until recently. I have not seen any time, in the past few years that we had a TRX run, like a theme run with the TRX, ecosystem, which is happening. It's happening right now as we speak, and we're seeing potential, gaming coins getting love from the bottoms, right? And I've shown you some example, GST just being one of them, and Rare being another one, which you can see that they're coming way from the bottom and just blasting boom and boom and boom. And you know what? This is what we want to be seeing. This is what we want to be seeing. We want to be seeing a shift in character. We want to see, some changes. Sorry, let me just, stop the screen share for just 1 second, and we can focus on this together. We want to see a shift in character. That is what we're looking for, because lately, since Bitcoin kind of made a fake out to the top back in March, after we had a euphoric move in February and March, that was a really euphoric kind of quote unquote move. We were just moving sideways and a little bit down on a downtrend. Price action was looking bad. We're below something that is called 200-day moving average. If you don't know what that is an indicator that most traders, investors use to track kind of momentum in the market. So a lot of signs just kind of would be really boring in the market, and almost nothing has worked. Only we had one period in May where you had like an echo bubble in some meme coins after the meme coin euphoric phase in February and March. So we kind of had an echo bubble in May, but really since then we have been in a really bad trading environment. Probably most people are at a loss right now because everyone was buying mostly dips, and dips, if you bought dips in altcoins, they just continued to going down. Most of them, not all of them, but let's say more than 90% continued to go down. So if you bought the dips on altcoins, you probably are in the red. So all this is kind of created a pressure. On the one side, people are bored, the market is not doing anything, stock market going up, gold is going up, so maybe they're kind of style drifting, looking at something new. On the other hand, the holdings are in the red, so they're pissed as well. They want to leave the market, they don't want to look at the market until it changes, and all of a sudden, like a flip of a coin, boom, something is changing. Something is changing, right? I'm not saying it will last because I can't tell. I'm just saying that I'm noticing the change. I'm noticing the shift. And how did I notice the shift? The way I told you, right? One was Bitcoin potentially, contracting in price in a good fashion, right? Something that we have not seen in the past 6 months, this type of contraction for Bitcoin, probably gearing up for an expansion of price to the upside, probably only probabilities. And the other ones is altcoins themes working. One would be the gaming thing that is being bought right now. Now, this can be a fake out, mind you. Don't just blindly buy things. Don't just be one of those people. So the gaming, and which is getting love. We end some follow through as well, and we want to see setups on it, and then we can take trades. And the second narrative is the TRX ecosystem, as I showed you. By the way, if you don't have any questions, I'm going to finish in a couple of minutes. But if you do have questions, please put them on the chat. First, say hi, show me the love, and put your questions for me to answer them if that's something you would love, right? So let me just go back a little bit to the charting and just run through some of my watch lists and some of the focus lists and things that I'm looking at more closely, right? Because this is something that might interest you. Because one thing is having a view on the market, and another thing is having potential, things to act upon. Potential things to act upon. Okay, so it's different things. One is having, the action, the clues, and second of all is the things you can act upon. And by the way, Howard is saying that holiday season is almost coming to an end. Well, this depends on where you're at in the world. I know where I am in the world is a holiday season right now, but maybe where you are, probably still the same, Howard, because you're saying you're in holiday, but others, probably folks, no holidays. But even though this is holiday time, it's not a holiday for me. I'm always on the market, and I'm a new father, so no holidays for new fathers, right? Um, but yeah, hopefully you had some fun, Howard. By the way, if you did go to somewhere, hopefully you enjoyed, because life is all about enjoying, having some fun. Okay, we all need that. We all need that. Okay, so let me go to my watch list, and then I will go to my focus list. So my watch list are just coins I just want to watch and follow, a couple of times a day, right? These are not coins that are close to give me an entry. These are not coins that have trades on them anytime. Well, maybe anytime soon, yes, but not right now. This is not an immediate thing, right? This is something I just want to watch. Why would I want to watch something, right? It had a big expansion in price, so it's gaining momentum. And what I want to do is potentially, go along with the play. For example, rare gain momentum, big move from the lows. Let's see, from over here in just 3 days, it made, almost 400%. Now it's kind of consolidating for a few days, and I want to see if it can give me an entry. All right, maybe rare, I need to even move it to my focus list, because it's gearing to a breakout soon. If we go to the hourly, just to take a look, because I don't trade usually on the hourly things, unless it's a really high moving market, you can see that it's kind of gearing up, slowly building up. So let's see how this acts. And this, as I said, I move it to my real focus list, not my watch list. Sun, you saw it. It's a TRX and ecosystem move. One could have argued just to buy the breakout of the last local high, but I'm not so in tune to take such big risk. Why do I mean by big risk? I mean that it made such a big move from the lows that it can just be so volatile right now. Let's see how it made just in these 2 days. In these 2 days, not that big. It looks bigger, but 72% in 2 days is quite good, right? It's quite good. I thought it's bigger, but from the lows, 130%. Okay, so good move, right? Good move. Can it build sideways right now? Give us an entry, something like this, a retest, and then in a couple days like this, and then a breakout. Boom. That will be what I will be looking for in Sun, right? That is exactly what I want to see, right? So let's. Ave is getting some love. This is a DeFi, but another thing that is a changing character. I'm seeing things breaking above to new highs, right? Instead of being choppy like Bitcoin and doing new local lows, you can see that if we compare this to Bitcoin, and this is Bitcoin, by the way, every time Bitcoin made this was a low, and this is a lower low, what happened in Ava is just it when it made new lower highs, right? New higher lows. Sorry, new higher lows. So again, this is a change in character that I wanted to continue and observing. Okay, this type of behavior from some altcoins. Look at Ultima, right? This is a low volume coin, kind of. It's only on Mexi, but look, it had a ferocious move from the lows. All right, a ferocious move, and then moving sideways. Just one second, I think someone is calling me. I thought that someone was calling me over there. Anyways, so you can see almost 200% move, moving sideways, building a kind of cup in handle with a volatility contraction, characteristics. Yes, it made a fake out over here. This is a fake out breakout, but it's okay. Sometimes you have a fake out breakout and then a continuation and then a breakout, and the second breakout is where you want to enter. So Ultima is gearing up actually for a move. So let's move this to focus list as well. Focus list again is things I want to watch closer, right? X and O is here because I've seen that it had a shifting character, high lows, and you have a horizontal kind of resistance. Let's see how it acts near this area. Maybe it contracts and create a breakout area. Maybe, maybe not. Cis, just because of the ferocious move, I want to follow it. I want to see what it does. Foxy, another Mexi coin. So these are kind of low volume coins, which you can still put. This is a 1 million volume, so you can still put a $10,000, $20,000 maybe position if you get in incrementally. But this is not like TRX, for example, which has hundreds of millions of liquidity, where you could just have put in $100,000, $500,000 trade, which is a lot, by the way. And maybe you don't have that, and I don't have a $500,000 trade to put, but that's not the way I operate that large. But still, when you can, it's nice because you don't need to worry about slippage. Where else? Other meme coins. This is just not looking good. I'm not sure why it's here. This made a move, looking iffy right now. Again, this broke out to new highs, so I want to see how it acts after new highs. Flux made a big move, then was halted at this horizontal resistance. Let's see how it builds. You can see the theme. I just want to look. I just want to follow these, more relative strength coins. That's part of my process. Part of my process is to find coins with relative strength to the market, meaning they have more strength than the majority of the market, and I want to find continuation patterns to trade on them. Why? Because my thesis is that if this is the most strongest coin, then the continuation, one, is more probable, and I want to work on the probabilities, and second of all, will probably move higher or longer or whatever, right? So I can make more money on it. Orange, nothing too much. Banana is a new listed coin on Binance, but this is Banana Gun, which of course was on Mexi, but I think it was changed from Mexi or whatever, or delisted on Mexi, and now it's on Binance. I'm not sure, but either way, it has nice volume and it can be traded. So if this will build something nice over here, I will trade it. Right, something like this. Boom. ZBU, big long base, but again, another kind of fake out coin on Mexi. But I'm looking at it. Brett, meme coin, yes, there was a big move, but it was sold. So maybe too much overhead supply. All this is kind of overhead supply. So all these are trapped buyers, people that bought and now are at a loss and are trying to get out at least a break even. That's the mentality of people. They are like, let me get out at least a break even. God, please, thank you very much. Let me. And maybe you thought that way in the past. I know I did, but that's not a productive way of thinking, right? Alice, let's put an alert over here because maybe it's gearing up for a move. And you can see that it has less overhead supply because it's from farther ahead than Brett. Brett overhead supply is really from 2 months ago over here, where Alice does have some overhead supplies, but it's from longer. The longer it has passed since the overhead supply came into fruition, the better chances you have for it just to be already sold. People just lost it, right? Look, big move. I just want to follow it. Mu is a meme coin, not really needs to be here. Dar, as I told you, gaming theme. Bebe, look at this ferocious move from the lows and now building. Let's see how it looks. TLM, gaming theme. I just want to watch it. So again, all these are in my watch list. This made a big move and now is correcting. So I want to watch this correction, if it will halt and build something and then create a continuation pattern. So all this was from the watch list, things that I'm curious about watching maybe once, two times, maybe three times a day, because I'm a full-time trader, so I watch the charts a lot and many times a day. The focus list, on the other hand, are things that either are already in a trade. I have two shorts on from over a week ago from that I'm still having on, and I'm not stopped out of them, so I'll keep them. I have one long on, okay? I had some ready things that I wanted to look at. Fat, for example, I thought might be a potential short over here, but now it's gearing up for a potential long after having this, big decline. This can be actually, if you are an investor and you want to be in the AI theme, this can be an interesting entry. I'm not saying it will work, and probably will have a lot of opportunity cost if you tie up your money in it, because this can go sideways for another month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. I don't know how long. But if this interests you, this is creating a very nice bottoming kind of platform. So I'm watching it. Casa was looking for a short at it because it was looking weak over here, still looking weak. And the market, I'm still indecisive about where the market is going to go, even though I have the gut feeling. I trade based on the charts and not only about the gut feeling. One moment. All right. TRX, of course, was the trade I told you that was the ferocious breakout, very unchanged, very changed from the character it is. So this was one of the signs that we looked for. And of course, I'm looking for some longs over here, and some this is output over here. So these are some coins I'm looking at that may have potential better entries or gearing up. PYI, for example, ZEC, and SATs, all looking like they're gearing up for a potential move. And I like them the most out of the watch list, right? Not saying that these will be the ones I will take next, just saying that this is my process. This is how I operate, right? I put on a watch list, I put on a focus list after reviewing the entire market. I have ways to review the market. If you join my other lives, maybe you have seen those waves. I've talked about them, and that is it. And I take the trades as they come. Sometimes I miss them, sometimes I lose on them, sometimes I make money with them. Over the long run, I make much more money than I lose because of the relationship of the risk to reward that I take, and that's how I do through my day. And I see that there are no more questions, and hopefully you have enjoyed what I had to say for today. And this was kind of constructive for you, and you find it interesting, and you find that you can actually follow this and you want to learn more from this. And you can just join me on more lives if you just want to learn from me more, or you can join our group if that's interesting for you. You can just go to the link in the description and just go to the website and check that out if that interests you. If not, free content is here to stay and to try and teach you all, because it actually improves me